Start over. Hey everyone, and welcome to After the Weekend. This is JT Gunn, and we've got R2 the Icky and Beard of Liberty.
Hello.
We're all on camera this time.
We're on camera this time, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah. Rick looks a little more purple. Beard of Liberty is on a different couch in a different corner of the room. And I'm still here.
Baby in the corner.
I am rocking some extra Liberty though, over here and then over there.
Yeah, you got some extra Liberty
there as well.
Nice. What is that on the back of your wall?
I was gonna say, behind the scenes, you pulled out a nice slice of freedom from your pants.
So
muscle.
It was a September 11th thing from back in the day, little muscle car.
Okay. Cool. Rick, you're on camera. Are you looking good?
Thank you.
It's the first time on.
Yeah, first time I've been on camera.
Yeah, first time on camera since the surgery, I believe. Right?
I mean, it's been over 6 months. So.
Yeah. You look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yeah, you feel good. Beard, you feel good?
I feel great.
Okay. Well, everyone, welcome to the channel.
I'm going to feel even greater.
Welcome to the channel, and tonight we are.
My painkillers haven't kicked in yet, but I'll be feeling good soon.
Okay. Well, stay on your good behavior.
Good behavior.
But like I said, we did R2's list of movie posters. We did my list of movie posters, and now it's up to good old Bread of Liberty.
We're completing this threesome.
Yeah, we're finally.
We have to rephrase that.
Pretty much, yes.
Appropriate.
Yeah. And then we'll have all three lists done, and if you haven't seen the other two lists, we will link those on the video. This video. I'm going to be surprised. I'm not sure what you have picked from your childhood, Beard of Liberty. I'm guessing you said earlier that these are movie posters or VHS covers that your parents wouldn't allow you to watch. So I'm a little anxious on that.
I was going to say Beard is secretly a Jesus freak.
Now, are they all? are they all from like the 80s and 90s, or are they mostly from the 90s?
There's a little bit of a mix in there.
Okay.
I of the three of us, shockingly to nobody, I am the least movie knowledgeable. So a lot of my defaults that I went to, I'm like, oh, that is a good, y'all already had covered. So I had to kind of reach a little bit further and rack my brain a little bit more, kind of cheat a little bit, and maybe pseudo duplicate some things. We'll figure it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds really good. Alrighty. Rick, what are you expecting from Beard of Liberty's list?
A lot of beard and a little liberty.
Okay. So some freedom movies.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually chose much beard in my selection. Oh, dang.
So no beard at all. Okay.
Well, that I can think of.
We'll see. We'll see if we can remember if there's a beard in the movie.
There's a beard in there.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to get going on this. So let's go ahead and why don't you kind of just give us a hint or show us your first video or your first movie poster.
Your hint is Heroes in the Half Shell.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes. That is just a good poster, just all around.
You know what? You are absolutely correct. I'm surprised me and Rick did not pick this one.
I know.
So
why did one of my first picks? I mean,
okay.
Just in general, I have a soft spot for the movie, having rewatched it not that long ago. I think it was an episode I was on with. I think it was on with Pops. I can't remember if that was the one, but we went over this, and I can't really say it's a great movie.
How
And
dare
it
you?
really would objectively, it's a fun movie. And as a kid, I absolutely loved it. But I mean,
I would
just
say Drunk
yeah.
3PO reviewed this today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's a
Well,
lot of fun. It's definitely it's a weird hybrid between the dark grittiness of the comic books and the comedy and kid friendliness of the cartoon.
For the budget they had for this film, it's impressive.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't
and
know the budget, but I mean, I
I
would
mean,
assume so if you're saying
it's
that.
low. I mean, right? There's no big stars in it. About the biggest name you could actually say is Corey Feldman voiced Donatello.
right,
Yeah.
Um,
and
you know,
you got $20 in free pizza. You know,
Yeah.
it was also until the
that's a lot
Blair
of
Witch
pizza.
Project. It was the highest grossing independent film.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm. That
but
No.
$20 in free pizza is actually a lot back then.
well, if you remember the VHS, there was that commercial for Pizza Hut in the beginning. There was the
Hmm.
Little League baseball game, and they kind of followed the Batman formula where they mass produced this VHS like crazy, and
Honestly, the fact that in New York City the Turtles order from anything other than like a corner mom and pop pizzeria is the most
Ray's.
unbelievable thing.
Well, they needed some sponsorship money.
They absolutely did, yes. I mean, you
Uh,
can't get young Sam Rockwell before he was known without sponsorship money.
That's true too. There is a young Sam Rockwell in this.
so I mean, I remember seeing this as a kid, going, "Oh, this is going to be cool," because I grew up watching them and on the cartoon, and they actually look like them, right? They're not some weird
Mhm.
version of them. They actually look like the original
Yeah,
characters, which I thought was pretty
Yeah.
neat,
yeah.
Yeah,
especially in that
it's
poster.
oh yeah, and specifically with the poster, I like the fact that it's got New York City as much of a character as the Turtles, taking up, so much more of the poster actually than them, and just
Yeah. Do you remember in
with
the
the
video
skyscrapers and
games
such.
when they would introduce the game and it would like zip down like the cartoon into the pothole? That kind of that reminds me of that.
I've got that arcade cabinet in my kids' room.
Of course,
I
of
say
course.
JT has seen it.
Yeah, but it goes, it goes and it like comes
Yeah,
down, and it
yeah.
does kind of look
Yeah.
like that was going to happen there,
So
or it
real
did
quick, I'm going to
happen.
put you on the spot. Favorite turtle?
Oh, who you
Well, I
asking
was gonna say
first?
you should go to the next slide while we're talking about this.
Yeah, we're going to have a hard time hiding the fact that R2 helped me with some of these things.
Yeah,
Okay. So this is the VHS cover with the back there.
yeah.
Charm the shell out of me. The most original idea in years. Oh yeah, that's cool. Casey Jones back there.
Honestly, that other quote, the most popular characters this side of the Batcave, is pretty accurate because like Turtle Mania took over after this and it kind of stole everything that Batman had been writing for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the new thing, right? It was right before Power Rangers, so it was like the new thing.
Featuring new music by MC Hammer.
Hell yeah! And what's
Also,
funny,
this
the
movie
Turtles
is
too.
the
You had Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
yes. This
Well,
movie actually, I forget the guys who did it, but the credit song that actually credits Raphael as the leader. They didn't know anything about the turtles. They just got a synopsis of the script, and because he was such a big part of the story, they assumed he was the leader. And he's there. That song is the reason that in a couple future iterations, Raph has been more kind of in charge than in some of at least the cinematic iterations.
Huh. Well, you
um,
asked what my favorite turtle was.
Yes.
As a kid, my favorite turtle was Michelangelo, but as I grew older, I became more of a Raphael.
Okay.
I was gonna say as a kid I liked Leonardo, and then as I got older I liked Donatello.
So
That yeah, I'm actually the same there with you. There are two.
I
Same
remember
order.
having those
Oh, you
giant
got your
turtle toys.
JT's got his grumpy Raphael up there.
It's behind me, but I've got an Archie comic on. I've got the comic and I've got the audio cassette of the it's like the first 4 episodes of the cartoon. It's based off of that. And then in another drawer, I have the Ninja Turtles in concert cassette.
Oh, I actually went to that concert.
So did I.
That was such a wild concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
I don't think I ever actually did. I think we rented the VHS of their concert performance, but I never actually went and saw it.
Oh, it was crazy. It was my first concert.
9-2.
I missed out as a kid, apparently.
Well, this was a good pick. I totally spaced on this one, but it was a good pick. Beard, very good
And
job.
since I helped Beard with the slides, I'll just Beard for every one of your picks. There's 2 slides. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And it's a similar format to what we just.
I was
saw,
trying
so.
to cheat. And see
95
what the next one
minutes,
is, but
this
it's
movie.
about this big on my screen.
Did you see that? This movie is 95 minutes. The new one that came out in the 2000s, that thing was almost like 3 hours long.
Yeah,
95 minutes.
It's 95 minutes, and it actually, there's not a ton of wasted time in it. I mean, there's some fight scenes that go on a little bit too long. Some one-liners are super cheesy and dated.
Yeah, but they get to the point.
You get the story, you get the drama surrounding Splinter and everything.
Well, they also knew
you get Casey Jones definitely murking somebody at some point.
Well, you also know, they also knew kids would see this movie, and kids don't want to sit in a movie theater for more than 95 minutes. So
yeah,
no, I mean it got a lot of grief from parents for being too dark. My parents didn't complain about it, which I'm surprised. My mom got a little picky about things, but they let me watch the hell out of this movie.
I'm not sure what is so dark in this movie, but
they use their weapons a lot, and it is a very dark film, but they did that because of mainly, I think, the costumes and.
Okay.
And Leo couldn't use his weapons really because the Foot Clan weren't robots like they were in the cartoon. They were very often miners. You can't be slicing them up on screen.
That's true. Alrighty. So yeah, Ninja Turtles is your first pick. What is your second pick?
Well, assuming it's in the right order here.
It is in the right order.
Oh, okay.
I guess
Independence Day.
Again, yeah. With another cityscape. I have another big poster with a big ominous top half and everything.
Mm-hmm. And we reviewed this movie.
Yeah.
We have not reviewed Ninja Turtles, which we probably should, but
the bottom left picture is Doge in action.
True. You know what, Beard? I do recall not just the poster on the movie theater wall, but the like the cardboard pop-up, like the really big.
Yeah.
So like when I was working in the video store when this movie hit VHS, and it came with like this giant cardboard of literally that. And
it definitely catches your eye.
It does.
Like if you're walking through like the movie theater and you get to the posters along the wall, you see that one. Oh, hold on.
There was also one, I think, of just the ID4. There wasn't anything else.
Yes.
Yeah, there was that too.
I feel like this was kind of like the rebirth of the summer blockbuster.
Yeah. It says don't make plans for August.
This actually used to be the video that at least for about a year, anytime there was a family get together for a holiday or a birthday at my grandparents' house, this went in the VHS player because it was interesting enough that people would watch it, but if you had seen it, you could also carry conversation. It was kid friendly enough that you could just play it, not have to worry about it, except for the part where
it's just easy, fun action. Is just what it is.
Yeah, and like I said, that's kind of a nice little phrase down there. Don't make plans for August. They're basically telling you this is like the movie of the summer, so don't go, don't go watching any others. Very good, very good.
It also fits with the story is that the world basically comes to an end in July.
Yeah. And then, after this movie, you got all the, Armageddon, you got Deep Impact, you got all those world-ending.
This was when I was going to say Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum seemed to be everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Vivica A. Fox was popular for 2 reasons.
Yeah, there's the other one where with the White House. So that scene right there where it's coming in into the cloud over the city.
Yeah.
I swear,
That's a
like
great
ever
shot.
since I saw that, and every time I saw a group of clouds coming together and it looked all dark, I swore I thought this is what's happening as a kid.
Um, one of the things that I like about this was a film that still used practical effects in it. Like all the buildings exploding, they're all just miniatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way they get the fire to go down the street is they actually just take the street and do this and film straight down so the fire naturally goes up it. It was a great, really simplistic solution to make the effect they needed, but it
Yeah, and
fantastic.
it does say down there, digitally mastered for sound, and it was a loud movie. I do remember it being pretty
Yeah,
loud.
the sound, the sound design in that movie is in this movie is fantastic.
Yeah, always got
Really
a kick
makes
out of that
everything
scene
feel
with
big.
Will Smith where he's on the West Coast, and it's still in the morning. He wakes up and he thinks it's an earthquake. He's out there in his like underwear reading his paper, not knowing that there's a giant. That
Well,
would probably be
Yeah,
me.
I
I would be
was gonna
like
say,
oblivious to what's happening.
somebody who lived in California for 24 years, there's a lot of earthquakes that like you're like, was that an earthquake? I guess it was, and
Yeah, everybody around him was literally like he was
they were
he
packing
was
up
like,
their cars.
you know. He was like, whatever. But then once he saw it, he stepped up. I liked his character in that movie. So
There's a lot of really good characters.
oh yeah, it's a
oh yeah,
jam packed.
It's
And
too
again, you
bad they
could
never had. It's too bad they never came out with a sequel because that obviously would have been great. There's no way they could have messed that up. So
oh yeah.
darn.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say anything with Robert Loggia, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. So if you want to get our full review of it, we do have
That's
that. So you
that's the
can
guy from Big
definitely.
that played the piano with Tom Hanks. He's
Yeah.
the president's like, so go back. You put him in the picture. It's the guy in the top left
He's the
with the
Oh,
gravelly
okay.
voice.
All right.
he's the Secretary of Defense, I believe. So very cool. All right.
Yep.
What is your third
Let's
movie?
see.
You're right. You know
Ooh, this
nothing
one.
about movies.
This is going to be one that you probably would not have guessed. And honestly, full disclosure, I haven't seen it in many years, but I still like it. And the poster design is really great.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah, the
The
Rocketeer.
Rocketeer.
All right.
This is such a good movie.
Yeah, the flying man saves pilot. Yeah, this was a great movie, and it's one of those like forgotten superhero movies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good pulpy action like the old radio dramas or the old pulp comic
Well,
books.
just the Art Deco design of the poster is just it
Yes.
catches your eye. And that scene where he's standing in front of the flag and it is funny because he does have a Mauser, not like a 1911, but still just I love that moment where he stands up and he's got the gun. It
Well,
just looks so good.
you had this come out, and then I think you also had the Phantom come out.
There was a big stretch of like pulp superhero films because you had the Phantom, you had the Shadow, Rocketeer.
I always thought it would be really cool if they did a Batman like this, like
Yeah.
set in this time period with kind of like the over exaggerated characters.
Yeah.
Kind of like Dick Tracy,
Well, I was gonna say
That's
we
another
got
good
a
one.
little bit of that in the first Captain America. I felt like
We did, but
A
I think
little
a
bit, yeah.
Batman would be really cool in that
Yeah.
style. Like if they wanted to get away from the dark, the dark Batman, if they went like this route, I think like a Dick Tracy style route, I think that would be really cool. So.
We should go back and review this one.
We have not reviewed it, but we should.
It's a lot of fun. I mean,
Rick and I
basically just like a cocky like pilot, and then stumbles upon a rocket.
I thought we did review this one.
I don't think we have.
I wasn't there for it, at least. If
I'm
not there, it don't matter.
There is a video game too that was really hard. There was a video game that this came out that was almost unbeatable.
Okay, we have not reviewed it. You're right. So Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
have
this
to do
would.
this one.
So the video game version of this, I remember people hating it, but it's a great movie, fun movie. Yeah, look at that cover. Isn't that cool?
It's great characters,
Yeah,
great
look at that
villains.
cover. That is a great cover.
Oh, dude, you've got it.
It's Raiders of the
It's
Lost
a-
Ark meets Top
It's
Gun.
a good cover, but it doesn't hold a candle to that poster design.
No, I do. I do remember his like partner in crime that was helping him. you know.
Petey.
Yeah, that guy was cool.
Yeah. But like
yeah,
the
it was.
double-breasted leather jacket too is such like a good look.
I
Do you remember
always wanted
all
one of
the?
those. Still do.
Do you remember all the like crazy Nazi propaganda in this movie? Like they showed people like flying
yeah.
over Little Rock. I thought that was funny. So,
Yeah.
Just like a big old Nazi Zeppelin flying around.
yeah.
You got and Timothy Dalton is fantastic. I mean, he's pretty much great in anything where he just gets to be kind of like slightly menacing.
Yeah, he was good in this movie too.
Yeah.
You even had a Zeppelin, I think, crash.
This was kind of like him fresh off of being James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that. Terry O'Quinn was Howard Hughes. And Terry O'Quinn, he was in an episode of Star Trek Next Generation, and also was John Locke in Lost.
Yeah, Howard Hughes is in this movie because it's during that time period, so
Mhm.
it's very cool. But yeah,
They got a big action scene towards the end that happens at the whatever that observatory is out in LA.
The Griffith Observatory.
Yes.
Right.
That's where
Yeah.
that's where the Terminator shows up.
oh god,
Plus, I
Very
mean, you got Jennifer Connelly, and
She was popular for two reasons.
she was, and she was in.
I do like the fact that some of the design is practical. The fin on the helmet they implement because otherwise he has no physical way to steer other than like thrust vectoring, which that's a lot to get into, so they don't even bother touching that.
His neck would break as fast as he's going.
Oh yeah, it's basically a live action comic book. There's a lot of suspension of disbelief, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a future we probably should have had. Very cool. Very cool.
I feel
We
like
should talking about like
some gum for this one.
We for like years we're like, when it becomes the year 2000, we'll be in jetpacks.
Yeah.
I mean,
those guys are working on it.
Yeah,
but I mean,
working on it.
Their whole thing is it like more like an Iron Man style where you actually have jets on the end of your hands to help direct your point you in the right way. But
and if this dude was flying around, all you had to do is shoot his pack and he'd be gone. But it's okay.
Yeah, and you also have to just ignore the fact that his jacket may be leather, his pants are definitely flammable, and those flames would shoot his boots off halfway up like into the air.
Yeah, and again, turtles living in a sewer. Yeah.
That's believable, man. That's believable.
I don't know. It would have been funny if he was like, "My pants are made of asbestos."
Given the time,
that's what I mean.
Alrighty, this is great. All right. So what is number 4?
Number 4. Let me see if I want to give a. Oh, we're going farther back than people would probably expect.
Okay. Oh my goodness. This is before you're born.
The Earth stood still.
Alrighty. 1951 poster and then the 1984 VHS. Okay. That's pretty cool.
This one I was torn between because I didn't want to include both of them because they're both very similar styles. This is The Day the Earth Stood Still and also Forbidden Planet.
I like this.
But
that was almost on my list when I was making mine, which is funny.
Really?
Yes.
See, this is one I actually own, though, and this is one I've seen several times. So I went with this one.
I like the poster better than the VHS cover.
I was going to say that VHS cover looks like somebody mocking up like an alien abduction.
Well, it actually is. It's from the movie itself, and it'd be not. But the over exaggerated poster looks great.
Yeah, I mean, really, this is. I don't really have to describe it because the movie, the promotional material, even for the time, suggested way different than what you actually ended up getting with the story, because the story is a lot more like character driven and
Have you
dialogue
seen
and
this movie?
nuanced.
Who are you asking?
Me or
I'm asking
JT?
Beard.
I own it.
Oh,
He
okay.
just said he owned a movie.
I missed that part.
I've
I'm
seen
sorry.
it a long time
I-
ago. I don't remember.
I haven't
I-
seen it in years, but I've seen it several times.
I got it like 20 years ago on DVD because it's it was one of like the top IMDb films, and every time I tried watching it, I fell asleep.
Yeah,
Jeez,
I get
you
that.
just sold me.
And speaking of covers, you should go to the next slide
Uh-oh.
because there's been like
Oh,
multiple.
so many. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, I like
19
the ones that don't show you too much from the movie, like the one in the
I
middle
actually
there.
kind of like the 1998 one. I like that style.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the 1991 is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just, and then you got 2003, which I remember seeing those in the
Yeah.
video store it's just, or at Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, early
Studio
2000s,
classic.
you were also getting that with a lot of like CDs where they
Mhm.
have like the Millennium Collection. It was all the same design. It was very plain. And that just seemed to be a thing in the early 2000s.
But that was
Yeah.
like one of like the first ones because I that's what the DVD looked like. It was like the remastered DVD, I think, in 2003.
1951. Yeah, very cool. This would come on Turner Classic the movie channel too a lot. Very cool.
Now this makes me think of it's at Disney World. They've got the sci-fi drive-in diner, and so you go inside, and all the cars all the tables are cars, convertible cars, and you're set up in an indoor, but you feel like you're outside drive-in theater, and they play like a 50-minute loop, serial loop of like all sorts of things, but I think they do show this like as like a preview film.
Okay.
I also want to point out that I like the idea of a giant hand reaching and being like physically stopping the earth. But until I saw it right now, I don't guess I ever realized that looks like something you would have seen on a promotional poster for a Planet of the Apes movie, because that doesn't look like a human hand.
Yeah,
No,
it looks like an ape.
gorilla.
Looks like an ape hand. You're actually right. It looks kind of creepy, and it looks like the thumb is a lot larger than the fingers.
I'm kind of wondering if they had like a stock painting that they used as a background or something.
It's kind of not like a human hand.
I mean, same thing. I mean, it could have been like one of those things where somebody got the plot and they're just like, it's, aliens come to Earth, right? And so they just drew a monstrous hand.
Yeah.
In reality, the alien is a mildly handsome but mostly plain looking tall man.
That is kind of scary. Very cool. Very cool. And just to remind everyone, let us know what you think of these posters in the comments below. Let us know
if anybody's actually seen this one, because this goes further back than typically what most of what we would do here on this channel, and I think most of the people who kind of like
we should do this one though. We've done classic movies. We should do this one.
Yeah,
so
I'm down for it.
Very cool.
I will try not to fall asleep again.
Yeah. Our two
will do. We'll just make sure we pipe in a little bit of the troll clips for you.
Yeah.
Troll 2.
But yeah.
What is our next one? Do you have a fifth one?
I got a couple more before we get to
I don't know how many you have. These are all have been great so far.
All right, this one I went with there were a couple of posters. I mean, obviously for all of these, there's a couple different posters, but I went for like one of the first ones to come out for this movie, and I just like it.
Wait. Is it Showgirls?
All right, we're gonna skip to the next one. No,
it's Magic Mike.
Showgirls. No, definitely not Magic Mike.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This is not the one that I thought it was going to be on the first slide.
Uh-oh, guys. Okay. Which one did you think it was?
The one with the shadow.
Oh,
Oh,
let's see. When I clicked on the link that you sent me, it was that poster.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm very sorry.
Because the one that I had specifically was the one where it's just Anakin in the desert with the
so
shadow of Darth Vader
okay.
behind him.
I'll edit it in later. You're talking about the one with where it's Anakin next to his house and the shadow behind him?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
real simple. I mean, I
Yeah.
like this one as well. We're going to kind of touch on this one a little bit later. How is that the one that came up? I just pulled up my link.
When I clicked on it, that's what came up.
All right.
Maybe you can share it. Another one, if you find it. So I do remember that one. I actually remember a lot of this stuff that Rick has shown. We did do a review on this movie before, so
I do like this one. So let me switch over here.
So do you like the movie more or the poster more?
Definitely as I've gotten older, the poster more than the movie. I mean, I was kind of like a good target age for the movie at the time. So I enjoyed it. It is not aged well. You can basically take a couple of scenes from this movie, splice them at the beginning of the next one, and you don't miss out on anything.
True.
But switch to...
I've always wanted to see it, but Topher Grace from that 70s show is a huge Star Wars fan, and he did his own edit of The Phantom Menace. It's like the Topher edit. And a lot of people who have seen it, though, have said, though, like, it's a really good version of the movie.
See if I'm doing this right. Oh, I was doing it right. Somebody else clicked too. There we go.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I do remember this one. This was the teaser a teaser poster.
Yes.
Yeah, this was in the movie theaters for a while, just to kind of tease.
I like it. Looking back on it, it's also kind of tragic considering that how much the media just went after Jake Lloyd for being a child actor and basically
if you just look at the poster and if you know Star Wars, it tells you basically this is the story of Darth Vader, like because here he is as a young innocent kid, and then he turns into the shadow behind him, and he has no idea that that's about ready to happen.
He has no idea that's the legacy that he's going to have.
Yeah. So it was very good at hinting at it. There was so much build up on this movie. There was build up with Darth Maul. There was build up with just the story in general, and a lot of it kind of fell on its face.
I mean, they marketed the hell out of this film.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do remember how excited people were. About this movie.
Man. And then I remember watching it and how mixed I felt afterwards.
Yeah, the guy who owned the video store when we worked there, he shut down the store. He was like, "We're going to go watch this movie." So, yeah.
But
I do want to point out that I like both that teaser poster and the regular poster here far better than like what they did to the VHS cover, because that was a bad decision.
I remember this being you could buy this at Costco, and I remember owning this, and though I think like definitely did not get a good film sell.
What did you get? Like his mom?
Almost. I mean, it was like somebody walking behind like a pillar. Like it was.
Here, kids, have a cool film sale of the space.
You know that movie that you love about trade talks?
But I did have that CD up there, and I listened to that thing all the time.
No. That was actually the box. So in the box,
that was the box.
Book,
okay.
You got the VHS and you got a film cell.
Because I didn't get any fancy thing. We could barely afford the VHS for me.
So I mean, I got it at Costco, so I mean, it was like $25. But that book was pretty cool. The art of it. I just was gonna say though, the one kind of thing that really changed Star Wars though with the prequels is Star Wars went from being about Luke to really it's the story about Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I mean, really it is, but I mean, it overall was supposed to be kind of the Skywalker saga, and then
Sure.
Boy, it's a real shame we didn't find out what happened to them after they blew up the second Death Star. There was a lot of opportunity there. It's a shame nobody ever took advantage of it.
Yeah, big shame. There you go. Okay, there's the pod racers. I was hoping to see a VHS with the pod racers. That was a cool scene.
I actually like the pod racing, and
Yeah.
I actually like currently the extended pod racing.
Did you
It's
play
far less boring than a lot of the dialogue.
Did you play the N64 game? That game
Yeah, I
was
remember
awesome.
playing
Play the N64 game.
That game was super hard, but it was like really fun. So
I pretty much mastered that thing. I 100% that thing before there were any achievements and games at all.
that's what she said.
I also had the Rogue Squadron N64 game that had the Naboo Starfighter hidden in it before the movie released.
Yeah. Yep. And there was fights in that game that you can get that were a part of this movie too. I remember flying the yellow, Anakin's yellow little starship too. That was fun. Very cool. Very cool. This is a good pick. I know I went with Star Wars New Hope on my list, so it's cool that you picked this one. So good job.
Well, and I mean, it's just, I don't know. The movie has its moments, and is all the flaws that it does have. The music when it kicks in, when Darth Maul shows up at the end, they've ruined the lightsaber thing in the ads and the commercials. But it's still fantastic. I like the contrast between like Qui-Gon sitting down and meditating and Maul pacing like a caged animal, and Obi-Wan kind of like being halfway between the two. Yeah.
Very cool. It was a fun movie when it came out. When you were a kid, it was fun. As you get older, like you said, you kind of notice some of the irritating things about it.
I'm glad that they were able to bring Ahmed Best back into the Star Wars fold, because he basically had shunned Star Wars since he did Jar Jar. Because if I remember correctly, he was originally just going to be the physical stand-in that wore a head so that people could have the right eye line.
Right.
But then he started doing a voice whenever he was reciting lines on the set, so that people knew what to respond with. And George was like, "Hey, I like your voice. It's kind of goofy. Kids will like it." But he was another one where, like, the media especially, like, because like what is before social media, so while fans had their opinions, there was a lot less spread of that. So it was often a lot, in fact, the actual media coverage that kind of went after him for that performance. But they brought him kind of back in, and he actually is like part of the Star Wars fold again as a Jedi, not as Jar Jar.
Like you said, it was the media that was harsh. I mean, most people were just like, I didn't care for that character, but nobody was ever like, I hate the guy that portrayed him. He ruined it.
My mother loved and still loves Jar Jar to death.
Nice.
You just can't save some people.
No, you can't. He has a big fan following, so
yeah.
Well, I always think too about the fact that Michael Jackson wanted to play Jar Jar Binks.
That would have been cool.
That would have been interesting.
Jamona.
Alrighty. You said you had a couple more.
I can't feel my tongue.
You have one more or two more?
All right. I got one more and then a couple of honorable mentions.
Okay, perfect.
Some of them are kind of cheaty and I don't care. But we're gonna stick in the vein of
Star Wars. Did you say cheaty or shady? Cheaty. Okay.
I mean, my list was almost all Star Wars movies, so there are two of them.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi. Specifically this poster, and kind of honorable mention, I don't have it listed. It may be on the next slide here. Just the lightsaber sticking straight up. Nice R2. But this is just a classic. It's got, because we just came off of Empire Strikes Back, so it's got the ominous Darth Vader in the back. It's got the new Death Star, and then got all our heroes kind of ready to battle. Leia's got her battle bikini on.
Yeah, this is I liked your segue here. And
I have that one.
Yeah, that's, most people have that one. This was originally supposed to be called Revenge of the Jedi, and there was a lot of stickers and art out there about it, and then they at the last second there they changed the title.
I think
I'm
its
curious.
production name before anything was announced that it was even being made was Blue Harvest, because they were trying to lock down everything for this movie to prevent any news from
I'm
getting
curious if
Wasn't it Blue Harvest Horror Beyond Imagination?
out. I don't know about
What?
the second one.
I think that was like the subtitle, and it was like, I want to see this film.
I'm curious if anybody has a poster or something of Revenge of the Jedi. I know there's stuff out there, but it's very rare.
Mm.
Yeah, very
Also,
cool.
like kind of along the lines we said with some of the other covers where the artist maybe doesn't necessarily know all the details, is I don't know if it was accidental or if they wanted to surprise people with Luke's lightsaber being green, but it was blue, despite on the left side looking kind of green, and that one that's more because the image is faded and yellowed.
Yeah, it's blue. It looks like blue.
Yeah, I was gonna say on my copy, it's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
and even the other poster where it's just him holding his new lightsaber up, it's a blue blade as well. So I think they must have been wanting to keep that new color a secret.
yeah, and then you have on the more modern one, it's green. So.
Yes.
Earlier today, me and Beard were talking about this. He was trying to convince me that the original title was How Luke Skywalker Got His Groove Back.
It was.
Okay. Sounds like a good title.
It was pitched at least.
The Empire Falls. Look at that. Yeah, that's cool.
And then, yeah, that's just the old CBS Fox, and then that 95 release.
It looks like the Empire is like doing like one of those like, hey, you go get him.
I do like that Wicket got his feature not only on this but also on the
yeah, he was a favorite.
The previous one.
Oh yeah, that's funny. But though on the back it's green.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, it's blue on the front, and then on the back he's in that same position, and it's green.
Yeah, because
that's from the film.
Yeah, the painted version was the original poster. Like I said, I think they were probably just trying to hide that as.
And then you got you got Jabba the Hutt in there, so good stuff.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Got those Imperial guards, man. I loved those things.
Was he on the poster, the cover?
Jabba?
Yeah, he's way in the back. Yeah, can you imagine like seeing this for the first time and be like, "What the heck is that back there?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's not in it very long. He's not in it.
You got one of the Gamorrean guards.
You know, he's not in it very long. Neither of those corner is not in it at all. Very long. So I think the Ewok is in it more than.
Oh, definitely.
Wicket.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wicket got more screen time actually because the actor was the only one that could stick his tongue through the mouth of the mask that they were wearing. So they gave him a lot more screen time because I don't think there was originally a plan to have like a single Ewok that kind of like followed everybody around and was.
But he made the movie. He
did. Yeah.
Great.
Because the kid who was in that just had apparently a long tongue or something. Because he could
it's Warwick Davis. It was Wicket. Yeah. I love the fact that. What is his name? I can't think of it. The guy who played Chewbacca, Peter Mayhew, could not wander around when they were filming the Endor scenes because they were worried people, like if somebody was hunting in the area, that they might think he's Bigfoot and try and shoot him.
Bigfoot, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Put a big orange vest on him.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, cool. So what else you got?
So that was my main list. It's not in any particular order of like, I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles more than I like Return of the Jedi. It was just kind of like whatever it is. I thought more of like presentation, not necessarily priority. But I do have a couple of honorable mentions here. I got 3 of them. 2 of them are kind of cheats, and I don't care.
Cheats, okay.
Let's start with the first cheat.
The first cheat. And it is all about Star Wars. Wow.
These are actually, I just featured the Star Wars ones because they're the ones I know the best. But Drew Struzan did the Star Wars Episode 1 posters, the anniversary special edition posters, the original trilogy. He did the anniversary posters for Indiana Jones. I think he's done Big Trouble in Little China. He did the Harry Potter movies. he has a very recognizable style. It's very consistent. Like you can see through all of these, everything feels like it's from the same franchise. And he just
Yeah, and
does
I
really
think
fantastic work.
modern posters kind of copied his design because it's the same for um
Everything.
everything else
But
now.
Drew Struzan, I recommend people check him out because I bet he's painted some of the posters for some of your favorite movies.
Okay, maybe. I like these. These are good. It's
Yeah, and
interesting because I'm wondering if he would have done the original Star Wars. Like, everyone's always calling now the New Hope, so I'm wondering if he would have just called it the New, like, because you've seen that. I've seen that before where it shows New Hope as the title, not just Star Wars.
originally, because George Lucas even, okay, we're gonna get a little bit Star Wars nerdy here a little bit. George Lucas was always messing with his films and always making changes to things. So when it was originally released in the theaters, it was just Star Wars.
Right. That's
And
what
then
just...
it was big enough, and then they were like, "Hey, we might be able to get you a sequel." It was like, "Oh, cool! I already had a subtitle. I just didn't think that y'all would go for it." So then then they updated the film reels in the theaters to be Star Wars: A New Hope. And
Well,
yeah.
And they re-release Star Wars every time they released another one. So
yeah,
that was
but I'm
kind of the
saying,
other
like,
thing.
I've seen covers and posters where it's
oh, for
actually
the
just says...
poster, I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be
I've
surprised.
seen it say New Hope. Cool, very
But
cool. I like...
yeah,
You got a
just some of
favorite
the
style.
last thing I'm gonna say about Drew Struzan, like I said, check him out. People should go look him up. He's done a lot of things further back than you think, all the way up to like modern day stuff, and he's fantastic. Does fantastic work.
Have you noticed the one in Empire Strike Back? There is no hero in that poster.
Right.
That's pretty
And
cool.
with all these other ones, it's with, at least with the original trilogy, it's the darker blues and purples surrounding warm colors.
Yeah.
And in Empire Strikes Back, the warm colors are shrunk down, completely surrounded with a much more overwhelming blue and purple color
Yeah, and it's
theme.
all the evil. Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
No, there is a
Yeah.
snow speeder in there. There's a good guy in that snow speeder.
No, he's still
No,
not the hero.
he's technically, but he was kind of a dick, and nobody really mourned him when he got killed.
Well, you don't know who snow speeder that is.
That's the joke.
We know. True Star Wars fans know.
Yeah, we know.
All right.
Who's
This
the next? What's the next? Oh, nice.
I
I like
actually
it.
got, when I was a kid, my dad's dad bought us our first VHS player and bought some of these Max Fleischer Superman VHSs for us, and we watched the hell out of those things. We wore them down. And this
Yeah.
was actually one of the first things that came to mind when I was thinking about something, because I wanted to do something a little bit different that maybe people might not necessarily go with. And this image was the first one that popped into my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. This is right up there with that Rocketeer style too. It's original Superman pretty much. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think the Fleischer movies started originally in
Yeah, you got magnetic telescope,
late 30s.
electrical earthquake, volcano, terror in the Midway.
Yeah, this is specifically the one that we watched the most, because I remember Magnetic Telescope more than any
1942 on the dates on there.
I was going to say Beard makes that pose after he has his Flintstone chewable vitamin every morning.
Wow.
I make that pose after different activities. This is just great. And actually, I had a hard time finding this version of this cover because there were a lot of different releases of this under different companies, and some of them look like a 5-year-old drew the cover.
Yeah, probably
looks bad.
Yeah, but that happens sometimes. I don't know if it's just the warping of the image or what.
Well, the one that kept coming up most looked like somebody took this image, put some tracing paper over it, and had a really shaky hand as they went down and traced everything, and then just took MS Paint fill because all the colors were really. It looked. This one's great. I love this one.
Yeah, this one's good. Nice pick. Nice job.
Thank you. And I got one more, and I wanted to go like full nostalgia.
Whoa. Oh my god.
Blank VHSs, because
you
my
went with
grandparents recorded everything off the TV.
Okay.
And we recorded most things off the TV because we didn't have a lot of money to spend on new movies.
Behold, some of these are Beard's Skinamax collection.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of these you got to be careful with because you may get the wrong,
Let the romance begin.
Romancing the bone?
I did something wrong, didn't I?
Yeah,
But
these
I
are
wanted to throw this
classic.
one out there because I figured there's going to be plenty of people in the audience that have fond memories of going up to the bookcase that had all the VHSs, and you're looking through, see that bad handwriting on the side. Which one's this? And did we record
Yeah, I had
over
the
it?
entire Chicago Bulls final run in 1993 recorded on one of these.
Nice.
Oh God, it's my aunt's birthing video.
Yeah,
Oh.
you could go through your parents' boxes and find some of this, and you have to be very cautious of what you play.
Look, I was gonna keep this all nice, like the memories of a kid, going to the bookshelf and everything, not digging through a box under the bed.
Well, yeah.
I would record, it was like Thursday night for like the family, like on NBC, so like Friends and Seinfeld um and even sometimes too, I would, like, if I was really bored, I would make a copy of that copy and like edit out all the commercials because I
Yeah,
had
I
that
mean,
dual deck VCR.
Whoa! You did that? See, where I
you could,
came from, you developed the skill of anticipating the commercials
You
starting and ending.
you could do that too. A lot of people didn't realize, like, you could just hit pause while you were recording and then it would freeze it, but I would just record the whole thing and then later go back and I would have like an entire tape full of like Thursday night TV for
you could totally have like a few movies on here. 8 hours. That's 6
yeah.
hours, depending on
It
the
just your
Depending
movie.
if you did
quality would,
SP or SLP.
yeah, would just go down.
Yeah.
See, somewhere in the family storage, there is probably a long since faded, so basically unlabeled VHS that has the copy of the Muppets Muppets Family Christmas that was a TV only special that, as far as I know, they never actually released in its full extent
We
anywhere else.
I think my mother-in-law has that. Very cool. Very cool. I'm glad you went
So,
this route. This was great. This was fantastic. You surprised
anyway,
me.
there we go.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's
Nice
a little,
job.
like I said, this is another one that's kind of a
Lifetime
little bit of a
guarantee
cheat,
down
but I
there,
don't care.
by the way. That
Whose
you're
lifetime? My life? I haven't got much time left. Let's make it
lifetime
yours.
lifetime guaranteed on video quality. I wondered if that's true. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome.
Massive.
Yeah, very
Anyway.
good. I good job, man. Nice
There we go.
picks. You did great. There was some surprises in there. I did enjoy the VHS covers, and then the fact that you brought up Rocketeer. Like I said, a forgotten superhero movie was very
There's
good.
actually an entire website, or we can see flashback no c, just bak.com, that has a blank VHS like article with like different pictures of things for different decades and such. I didn't go through the entire thing. There was actually a lot more information there than I was looking for. I just needed a picture. I was just surprised that somebody else had just devoted that much time to blank VHS covers.
Oh yeah, yeah. They had its aura. Like, it was just kind of fun. Like, it has its own nostalgia. And then you also have the blank CDRs. Remember, and people would scribble what was on there. So those were the days, right? Now you just have video files. So anyways, very cool, very cool. I'm excited that we did all these lists. Again, if you haven't seen mine or Rick's, you're more than welcome to go watch them. We'll link them in the description. But no, good job, Beard. This is great. This was fun. I'm wondering which VHS covers, blank VHS covers I have. I might send them to you.
I'll just start putting them up on the wall.
Yeah. All right. Rick, do you plan on announcing that we're going to do any movie reviews here soon? Or
I need to talk to both of you, just for what we would want to do. I mean, we brought up Adventures in Babysitting and Rocketeer, so we could definitely do that.
Yeah, so we are going to. Yeah, we're going to do movie reviews soon. So
yeah,
we got a couple ideas brewing.
Beard and I need to get together to talk about some of our live shows and what we'll review live.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Beard, what are you doing next?
Let's see. Tuesdays, people can find me with Jacob Ironside. I think at the time of this video, this airing or being uploaded, going live, I guess it's gonna air. We should have already done a couple episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. We've been going through the Dominion War over on Jacob Ironside's channel. We also do like a lot of old classic movies, some John Wayne movies and things like that. So there's something there for everybody. Check it out. Thursdays, people can find me with Roman of the Empire for either whatever the hell movie he wants to talk about that day or some pop culture news once a month.
Yeah, I heard he's in the
Eventually, I'm
next
gonna-
Avengers.
Yeah, apparently that picture weirded me out. I'm planning now that I'm a little bit more settled on actually doing a little bit of streaming on my channel again. It's probably not going to be much. I don't want to just overload myself. So maybe just something here or there. And just kind of lastly, sometimes people can find me on late night on Mondays with the Salty Nerd Gaming guys with Dutch
Yeah.
Butters and in the A-Team doing some hell diving.
Very cool. You sound pretty popular.
Yeah.
No, so if you want us to review something, go ahead and leave it in the comments, or you can also follow us over there on X at After the Weekend over there, and you can find us there. And then so let's end it with our t-shirt ad because the summer's coming, Beard.
Oh yes. So to go over to mixtees.com after the weekend logo, take 20% off. Where you got the code ATW20 right there. These are fantastic, very comfortable shirts. I legitimately love them. I've got both the shirt and the hoodie. Kind of bummed that it's already summer and here in Southeast Texas and I can't wear the hoodie much anymore. Maybe I'll just have to crank the AC down real low so I can wear it.
Yeah, it is getting warm out there.
I gotta dig through my stuff that's been making a move to a new location to see if I can try to find my t-shirt again so I can start wearing it.
Sounds great. All right, well, I'm glad all of us were back on camera. This has been fun.
Yeah.
And again, everyone hit the like button if you like the video, and then comment below whatever you want us to review again or another list, and that'd be great. Everyone else, have a good night, and we'll see you later on After the Weekend.
Night.